Jamaica had not fully recovered from the ravages of Hurricane Gilbert on September 12, 1988. The island was still licking its wounds, barely 3 months since the worst hurricane to make landfall in 37 years. The storm had left an indelible mark on the land and the people, a fresh memory that still echoed in the minds of the 70% of the population who were under the age of 30. For those Jamaicans under 40, the hurricane was their first encounter with a disaster of such magnitude. The hardship was palpable, homes and lives had been uprooted, and the struggle to rebuild was a daily reality. This was the backdrop against which the February '89 general election was set to unfold. The leaders of the island were on trial, their leadership to be tested in the crucible of disaster recovery. The narrative of the campaign had shifted, focusing not on promises of prosperity, but on the scandals surrounding scarce benefits and the distribution of political spoils. The impending elections added a layer of tension to the festive season. Christmas was just around the corner, a beacon of hope and joy in the midst of hardship. Yet, with the election slated for February 9, 1989, the festive season was overshadowed by the political drama that was beginning to unfold. The campaign trail led deep into the heart of the island, into the hills of Clarendon. Amid the hardship, the beauty of the island remained undiminished. The weather was crisp, the hills were rolling and fertile, and the fields were ripe with sugarcane. The landscape was a testament to the resilience of the island and its people, a symbol of hope in the face of adversity. With Christmas only a few days away and elections now dated for February 9, 1989, the season of high drama was unfolding. This was the aftermath of Hurricane Gilbert, a moment in history where the people of Jamaica had to face their challenges head-on and navigate their way towards a better future. That campaign trail led him deep in the hills of Clarendon. The journey was akin to stepping into an enchanting storybook, with each turn of the path revealing another breathtaking scene, like pages filled with vivid illustrations of natural beauty. The hills of Clarendon, draped in their lush green attire, rolled into the distance, their tops teasing the soft underbelly of the sky. The fertile lands were dotted with fields of sugarcane, standing tall and proud, their leaves swaying gently in the breeze. They were like soldiers in syrupy armor, their magnificent flags of plumage fluttering in the wind. Some fields, their leaves dried and fallen, gave an impression of a speckled carpet, an earthly mosaic, adding another layer of complexity to the scenic beauty. Amidst this serene landscape, a unique spectacle unfolded. From a high perch, a jackass, with an air of royalty, brayed a tune. The sound was not just a call, it was a challenge, echoing across the hills and valleys. The response was immediate, a chorus of brays from lesser equines, creating a full equine orchestra, each member trying to outdo the other. It was a symphony of nature, a testament to the vibrant life that thrived in this beautiful place. But this landscape, as picturesque as it was not without its ruggedness. The road that cut through the hills was narrow, a thin, asphaltic ribbon that wound its way around sharp inclines and plunged into deep recesses. It was a road that demanded respect, a road that tested the mettle of those who dared to traverse it. Despite its challenges, it was a road that offered a journey through the heart of rural Jamaica, a journey that was as captivating as the destination. As our journey continues, we find that the beauty of this place is not just in its landscapes, but also in its stories, and in the lives of the people who call it home. But that is a tale for another time. For now, let's continue on this road, this narrow, winding trail, cutting its way around the sharp inclines and deep recesses of the mountain trail. Cane heaps were piled high, waiting at specific loading areas, awaiting special haulage trucks to take this harvested crop to the factory. Picture this, a small farmer, sun-baked and weary, gazing at his mountain of harvested cane, the result of months of toil under the Caribbean sun. This is not the end of his labor, but merely a pause, a breath taken before the next plunge into uncertainty. You see, for many of these humble tillers of the earth, the efforts expended in the cultivation and harvest of sugarcane seem to teeter on the brink of futility. They tread the well-worn path set by their forebears, never pausing to calculate the balance of their investments and expenditures against their meager return. Farming sugarcane, for them, is not a flourishing enterprise. It's survival, it's a hand-to-mouth existence, a delicate dance on the edge of subsistence, and sometimes, it's even worse. Imagine the heartbreak when the haulage trucks, those metallic beasts of burden, don't arrive in time. leaving the painstakingly harvested cane to spoil, to wither under the unforgiving sun. These are not mere farmers, they are warriors, battling against the odds, armed with little more than hope and hardened hands. They were born on the margins, kept in the dark by their circumstances, their options limited. They understand in some dim recess of their minds that sugarcane farming is not a profitable venture, but what else can they do? What other choice do they have? Their plight is a harsh one, a struggle that echoes down the corridors of history. It's a struggle that's more bitter than sweet, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. And yet, there's a tragic irony here. For many, their current situation is worse than the bonds of slavery from which their ancestors were freed. In these modern times, cane farmers shoulder the responsibility for their survival. Their labor subsidizes an industry that offers them little in return. Their toil feeds a machine from which they reap no long-term gains. In many cases, sugarcane farming was merely an exercise in hand-to-mouth living, or worse, as when the haulage trucks didn't come in time and the cane spoiled. These folks were born in a marginalized situation and in their ignorance, kept in the dark. These are the harsh realities faced by the marginalized cane farmers of Jamaica in the late 1980s. The cycle of poverty, as enduring and relentless as the turning of the seasons, holds them in its grip. Born into a world of limited opportunities, they are trapped in an industry that offers little in return for their back-breaking labor. The sugarcane fields shimmering in the heat are a testament to their toil. They are the unsung heroes of a system that offers them no respite, no escape. Imagine the life of a cane farmer. Day in, day out, under the blistering sun, they labor in the fields. Their hands, hardened by years of toil, grip the machete as they cut through the thick stalks of sugarcane. The sweat on their brow is as much a part of their uniform as the worn-out clothes on their backs. And what do they have to show for their efforts? A meager income that barely covers their basic needs. A life of constant struggle, with no hope for a better future. They are trapped in a vicious cycle of poverty, with no way out. They are not ignorant of their plight. They understand in some dim recess of their minds that sugarcane farming is not a profitable venture. But with little skills and very few options, what else can they do? This is the reality of marginalization. It's a harsh, unforgiving world, where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's a world where the marginalized are kept in the dark, exploited and forgotten. Fast forwarding to 1989, these freed men and women took responsibility for themselves. But they are also the backbone of an industry that would crumble without their labor. This is their reality. This is the reality of marginalization. As Boyd pulled into the Crofts Hill Primary Schoolyard, he reflected on an occasion a few years ago. His mind was cast back to a time when he and his mentor, Uncle Fred, had visited this very place. It was a time of heightened tension and urgency, with the fate of the local cane farmers hanging in the balance. They had come to the school with a purpose, to hold an emergency meeting. The issue at hand? A matter of great concern for the farmers whose livelihoods were on the line. The air was thick with anticipation and worry, each farmer aware of the gravity of the situation. But things had taken an unexpected turn that day. As the meeting unfolded, Boyd and Uncle Fred found themselves needing to make a hasty retreat. Their escape route, the window of a classroom, a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of their work. They were with a group of local cane farmers after having called an emergency meeting to address a matter of some concern, to be continued.